First of all, 120 years before our story, a wild space system, whose name has now been forgotten to time, was destroyed in a mysterious cataclysm. As a result, a once verdant wild space was ruined, eliminating much of the system's population. The remaining planet in the wild space is an endless desert waste. Also, as a result of the cataclysm, Rakan, one of the gods of balance, was killed. The disturbance of the astral sea also attracted new races, including the Mind Flayers, the Gith, and the Eye Tyrant. This is a rough map of the Kryptorian sector, and I got to apologize right now because I used Microsoft Paint because there's only so much time in any given day that I can devote to this, and I've got lots of other maps and things like that I've been working on. But just to be clear, this section here that says Cryptoria, this is the main city, and we'll get to descriptions of the various areas for you later on. This is Ruin Space. It is a wild space system that received feedback, I guess you'd call it, or blast waves from the destruction of the wild space system. The planets on the system are now in ruins, mostly deserts. There are populations on them, but the main reason anybody wants to come to Ruin Space is exploration and to see what they can pick off the bones. Evridar Space is a wild space system with a planet named Evridar. It is probably the most populous wild space out of all of these. It is a more traditional fantasy world that doesn't necessarily have direct correlation to spelljammers. There is a wild space system known as the Primordial Space, which is a system that is developing. It's not quite as advanced as the Everdarian space, and it's been decreed that it is off limits to spelljammers. Beyond the Primordial Space is a sector known as the Unknown Region, which is also forbidden for travel. The main city, Cryptoria, has a population of about 2 million people. Cryptoria is the hub of the self-named sector of the Astral Sea and the seat of lawful authority in the sector. After the Great Cataclysm, the Night Gleam family of astral elves discovered the remains of a giant necropolis, which held the dead of the previous civilizations, which died during the Cataclysm. They chose to build a city on the opposite side of the remnants, from which they would monitor the sector of the Astral Sea. As more spelljammers began to arrive to the sector, they agreed to the powerful family's rule of law. A segment of the Astral Sea in the sector is known as the Eldritch Cluster. The Eldritch Cluster is a large expanse of debris and asteroids which formed from the Great Cataclysm. It is believed by some scholars of the Sightless Order to be the remains of a great magical civilization. Because of the strong pull of the magic within and the unpredictable effects which linger there, it has been difficult to map or even see fully through great clouds of cosmic dust. Exploration of the Eldritch Cluster has been forbidden due to the emergence of Mind Flayers who emerged from the cluster very soon after the Night Gleam elves moved to the Cryptoria. The Mind Flayers pose a terrible risk to the law-abiding citizens of the Cryptorian sector. There are several astral hamlets that exist in the Cryptorian sector, whether the inhabitants are survivors of the Cataclysm or spelljammers setting down roots, but more of these tiny civilizations are popping up throughout the sector as they're being discovered. While some cling to their own ways, others pay their taxes to Cryptoria. Cryptoria considers all astral hamlets part of their domain. One such astral hamlet is Asterfield, which has a population of 500, not including their sheep. Asterfield is a small hamlet of sheep farmers who trade in wool and fish. They have 3 small fishing spelljammers run by crews of halflings. Entirely peaceful, their main concern seems to be trading for beer and tobacco. There's also an astral hamlet named Paragam, with a population unknown. Paragam is a slightly less friendly hamlet and is called the Hive by most. It hosts a large contingent of Thri-kreen, and while they do trade in strange natural armor, crews of spelljammers are not allowed to leave the docks or explore Paragam. For those of you playing Thri-kreen, you can have your Thri-kreen come from here. And then there's the asteroid Mardogus. What do pirates do when they need a base of operations and find the floating corpse of a dead god in the astral sea? They build a city on it. Rakan, the former god of greed, was destroyed in the Cataclysm. When his corpse was found by the storm giant Vicus, he ordered his slaves and crew to begin the construction of their new home. In Mardagus, one can find any number of illicit substances, stolen goods, and black magic. Now let's talk briefly about some of the major factions in the sector. These are factions that, again, your characters will know about. And if anybody has questions, feel free to pipe up and ask questions. Okay. The first major faction is House Nightgleam. House Nightgleam is currently headed by Queen Astrid Nightgleam. These are Astral Elves. They were a minor house of the Astral Elf royalty who decided to leave the courts of the Astral Elves to establish their own dominion. When Astrid detected the cataclysm, she dispatched her house of scouts to the sector, seeing the perfect opportunity to carve out a new existence. They are technically astral drow, however, they do not pay homage to their planet-bound cousins' deities, meaning they are not Loth worshippers. Beneath them serves a small order of knights who enforce the will on Cryptoria. They have three main laws. The Forbidden Wild Space. There is wild space within the center of Cryptoria's sector that the Nightgleam have ruled forbidden. Travel to and contact with is forbidden. The Everdarian wild space is restricted to the Sightless Order and their representatives only, meaning that anybody who wishes to trade with the planet must get a writ of trade from the Sightless Order. Any who participate in piracy or aid the storm giant Vicus or his forces are enemies of the state and shall be put to death by all law-abiding citizens. Pretty basic. There is the Union. The Union is made up of a number of trade corporations who trade inside and outside of the Cryptorian sector. They have a council of 3 representatives, which are rotated every 10 years or as needed, who adjudicate claims and disagreements between trade organizations. They are also responsible for granting warrants of exploration, which in time lead to claims. The new corporation is formed. The Council of 3 must grant it recognition. Sorry, I kind of clipped off there while I was writing this. They also pay a reward for any pirate ship which is destroyed or seized and evidence brought in. To claim an asteroid, you must put your mark on it while witnessed by a third party and seek approval within 30 cycles. Trade agreements are sacred, and it is illegal to smuggle in goods which violate a trade agreement. Captains shall be the law of their vessels, and each captain is entitled to a vote in the election of the 3. Piracy will not be tolerated, and any ship that participates shall be forfeit, its crew sentenced to death. I mentioned it a couple times, the Sightless Order. Originating from Everdar space, wild space, this order of wizards sacrificed their natural sight in order to see what they called the mesh of magic and the world. Before a wizard can become a full member, they must consume something called the juice of foresight, made from a mystical herb they grow in their highly protected arboretums. It is known that the Sightless Order despises all innate and given forms of magic, such as those wielded by clerics, druids, sorcerers, and warlocks. On their home planet of Everydar, they were successful in passing laws banning the use of sorcery. While they publicly exclaim to be a lawful-minded organization, they seek power in all things, magical, temporal, and over people. It is rumored that they have a host tower on Mardagus, the pirate city. It is also rumored that they have only one law, which is don't get caught. The pirates of the Astral Sea. Where there is mercantile industry, there are also pirates. While there are several groups and individuals who claim the title of pirate, most acknowledge if the pirates had a king, it would be the storm giant Vicus, who rules over Mardagus. He rules a small fleet of vessels in a pirate port beyond the Eldritch Cluster. Vicus recently suffered defeat in a small battle outside of Asterfield, when the Union destroyed 3 of his ships and pushed the rest of his forces into a retreat. He currently licks his wounds on Mardagus and looks to quash any would-be challengers to his rule. The Divergen. Rumors have started to filter from captured pirates and reckless adventurers of an unknown race of beings who are plundering in the far reaches of the Cryptorian sector. Known only as the Divergen, no one living has seen or been able to capture these creatures. Thus far, their work has been seen only beyond the Eldritch Cluster, but even now, the pirates of Mardagus seem to be mobilizing not to look towards Cryptoria, but in the other direction. I just quickly want to go over the religions, and then that'll be it for our little PowerPoint presentation here. The lawful good god is Baldrazir. Baldrazir is known as the lawgiver, is the god of justice, light, and guidance. Dionia, who is the neutral good god, is the goddess of revel, of song, and culture. Astamir is the goddess of fertility, life, family, and nature. She is revered also as the goddess of change and growth. The gods of stability are Memorash, the lawful neutral god of structure, order, and contracts. Many merchant vessels have shrines to Miramash, and once a contract is signed by both parties, a cleric of Miramash must seal it. Inkir is the god of the void, thought, and the astral sea. Many merchants have little shrines to Miramar on their ships so that he won't capsize them in the astral sea. Magyar is the god of battle, giants, and storms. And then there are the gods of entropy. There's Harkus, whose lawful evil is known as the Lord of the Dead. He is the arbiter of judgment after death. He is also the god of mining, gems, and the forge. Ginfor is the god of assassins, thieves, pirates, and prophets. Some merchant ships secretly keep a shrine to Ginfor. Diedrich is the god of decay and undeath. Okay, any questions? All right, so that is the gist of the world that you're in right now. As we explore it, there will be updates, and obviously I don't want to give you all of the points of interest just yet. There will be nothing left to explore. Now we open our story with all of you not yet hired on as crew for a ship called the Copper Scarab, which is captained by a captain known as Xander Chauncey. That's the most English name I could find, by the way, if anybody's wondering. You have received word that he's currently hiring on crew, and this is what you know about Xander Chauncey and the Copper Scarab. 1. Captain Chauncey fought in the battle against the pirate Vicus. 2. He's not a particularly wealthy trader, but some would consider him an up-and-comer. 3. The Copper Scarab was recently refurbished. It was an older ship that was left in a shipyard. Chauncey purchased it after his previous ship was all but scuttled in the battle against Vicus. It was once a giant astral beetle, which was found dead in the astral sea, and turned into a spell jamming vessel from there. The copper scarab is on the right there, for those of you that wonder what it looks like. Captain Chauncey recently won an important writ from Nightgleam, from the Nightgleam family. Nobody quite knows what that writ is, but they do know that something big is about to happen with him and his crew. He is currently recruiting to replace his losses from the battle with Vicus. The reason that you're being hired on, the reason why this contract is open, is because he's lost crew members and he needs to replace them. And 6, Vicus has placed a bounty on his head of 10,000 gold for anybody that can present his dead body to Vicus and Mardugas. Any questions?
What level is Captain Zonder Chauncey?
Too high for you, my friend.
Man.
All right. And so, you are set to meet at a tavern/inn called Bagman's Rest. Each of you applied in your own way to come to work for the crew, and you received word that Captain Chauncey would be assembling for essentially what is a mass interview and hiring at the Bagman's Rest. The Bagman's Rest is an older tavern and inn on the edge of the dock and warehouse district of Cryptoria. It is considered by many to be the cleanest of sailor taverns, which doesn't say much. Captains and merchants normally would not deign to frequent the location. As you enter, a thick cloud of Everdarian pipeweed assails you. It is a strong, pungent, some might even say fruity smell. Once you're accustomed to that smell, you're able to decipher the rest of it. Body odor from limited showering during voyages, burning wood from a roaring hearth, stale beer, and thick, tangy stews. The room is filled with all manners of sailors, many of whom have purses too full for their own good. In the center of the room, a group of rowdies from a frigate celebrate their latest haul of a pirate ship they were able to recover intact. They slam tankards together, excited to still be alive, while they hungrily eye the busy tavern wenches. In the corner, a group of orcish marines sit guzzling beer while their sergeant allows a halfling tattoo artist to continue work on what is quite imposing orcish tribal tattoo. Filling a majority of the other tables are a mishmash of 2s and 3s, sailors preparing for the next tour on the Astral Sea. Among them, they drink lesser vintages, their coins spent for the most part. A few astral fishermen sit by a fire recounting tales of horrors and wonders they've seen, but only other fishermen will believe. A tired old bartender leans forward on his counter, attempting his sums for the week. Now, we are going to, one at a time, I will have your characters enter the tavern, and I would like you to give a description of yourself and then describe what you're doing, where you sit, who you interact with, what you'd like to do while you wait for the captain to arrive. And of course, I have no dice with me right now, so we're just going to start with the chef.
So I am actually in the back of the tavern, and I'm actually cooking everybody's like food and everything. And I'm just like walking around, and then when you guys see me walking around, I'm just a 6-foot minotaur, or centaur that is has food on my tail that is like going to table, dropping off drinks, dropping off food, and then walking back and forth constantly. And I realized like, A, this place is super packed, and B, I'm going to get some gold.
So you're already working at Bagman's Rest then, but you're looking to join a ship uh, as a ship's cook instead of working at the Bagman's Rest. Is that correct?
That's right. For $10,000? That's correct.
No, $10,000 is the reward if you kill him and give him to pirates.
Ah, got you.
Yeah, yeah.
So, but I want to, even though like join the ship.
It's still better money than working at the Bagman's Rest. Sailors aren't great tippers to cooks, anyways.
True, but they have good pockets.
So can you describe your centaur to us?
Sorry. About 6 foot tall, 4 legs. I have a metal tail, with some spikes on it. Shirtless top. But I have mostly like armor all over my horse part of the body. I have 2 horns that are going straight up in the air. Um, but I mostly have like rags for clothes, except for the armor.
All right. While the chef works his magic, walking around, I take it they just call him Chef.
Yeah, just chef.
Milzit Brave Sparkle is the first to arrive. Of course, being the cat paladin, it would make sense that she arrives on time, if not before. Milzit, would you give us a description of your character and what is she doing in the tavern?
Oh dear. All right. Oh my god. Sorry. I'm generating pictures. Okay, so Milzit just walks in and is hit by all of the overwhelming smells. And so immediately her paw hits her face just to muffle it just a little bit so she can get her bearings. And as she's walking through the tavern, she's looking for a place to sit that's not too crowded per se. Um Description, she is a all white cat, because of course paladin. Jewel blue eyes, folded ears like a Scottish fold, and she is carrying Sam, what's the name of that sword again?
Scimitar.
There we go. What he said, a scimitar, and shield is strapped to her back. She's wearing not too heavy but light gear on, not quite armor but almost armor. I don't know if that makes sense. No shoes, because why not? And she finally finds her place and settles down, trying to get attention of someone so she can get herself a meal while she waits for her chance to be hired.
Okay. I forgot to unmute there. All right. Well, she has a seat. Chef obviously comes around to provide her with the appropriate foods. As you sit there, you do gain a few glances. While they have seen many things, a holy tabaxi is not something that they're used to seeing in the tavern. In fact, paladins, period, usually don't deign to come down to the merchant and docking district. Okay, Noelle, is that how you pronounce that therapy?
That would be correct, yes.
Okay, Noelle is the second to arrive.
Maintaining a relatively punctual attendance, for those of you who are here or are paying attention, a very innocent-looking human with long black hair, and very colorful clothing. Kind of shyly strolls into the tavern. There's the clinking of some vials, and there is, as far as anybody's aware, there's no weapons on her at all. However, instead of a weapon around her neck, she does have a black cat. She'll try to look around and try to find an environment that's not filled with rowdy, rambunctious rascals. So that would be her directional aspiration.
That's easily found. She has a seat in a corner near the fire where she can overhear a astral fisherman telling a story about a dragon made of all bone that he thought he saw near the edges of the Eldritch cluster.
She's gonna start taking notes.
Okay. Tennille, is that correct?
Taniel. It's really
Taniel.
silly.
Like Daniel, but Taniel.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay, Taniel is the next to arrive.
Awesome. Taniel walks in, doesn't see anything immediately happening, makes a beeline straight for the bar, because we're going to have a drink first before we get started with anything. Taniel's a GIF. He is kind of just a big hippopotamus man, kind of blue-gray skin. His most notable feature is that he looks like he's wearing like a French Foreign Legion style jacket over his armor, or Colonial Marshal with the epaulettes. And he's got a pistol prominently displayed on each hip. But he's not really worried. He heard that Captain Chauncey lost some crew, probably his gunner, and he's ready to just become the new gunner for the Copper Scarab. And he's just going to have a drink while he's waiting.
Okay. He'd fit in well here amongst the others. Just to clarify something ahead of time, the term Marine in this game is going to apply to anybody who both works on the ship, but also is there for combat purposes in case of boarding actions or what we'll lovingly call away missions at this point.
Alrighty.
And so he comes in, he has a seat. Top tick.
Six-foot tall, blue carapaced, Thrycreen comes through the door. In his hand, in his little hands, his little, because he's got forearms. Thrycreen are insectoid people. 6 foot tall anyway, blue carapace. He's fidgeting with a clock in his little hands as he looks around the room with his other hands still just kind of doing whatever they do, hanging out to the side. He's going to walk up to Milzit. He's going to bend down and ask her, "Are you food on your planet? I have never seen you before." He's going to go up to Noelle and he's going to ask, "I know of your kind, but your cat I have never seen before. Is this food on your planet?"
To some, but not this one.
"All things must be protected. This is a treasure." And then he's going to start going up to random people and asking, "Do you have any machines that need fixing?"
Oh, I am sorry. Milzit hears his comment, and all of the fur along her shoulders goes straight up.
I guess Thrycreen would talk in a weird insect voice. I wonder if I can get a voice changer for that. Anyway.
They actually communicate via
telepathy. That's
telepathy.
right. Yeah.
Their bug noises, while other Thrykean might recognize it, humanoids do not.
I'm in your brains as an insect. So he's just going to telepathically communicate with everybody. I guess I'm going to sit in the corner and just talk to people from far away. Especially
Okay.
the centaur. Are you food on your planet as well?
I'm just walking around confused. And then I put down food on a plate. I was like, there is food.
Who is talking to me?
Okay. And then finally, Zizi.
Zixie. I changed my mind. It's gonna be Zixie. Alright. Zixie walks into the bar. She is a green carapist, four-armed, bug-like creature with purple, multifaceted eyes, wearing leather armor. She would step into the bar and stand perfectly still, scanning the room with her multifaceted eyes for any signs of danger or pirates. And when she feels that there's no threat, again standing perfectly still, she would move with intention to a table to await the beginning of their recruitment, as that is why she is there, not talking to anybody that she doesn't need to. Oh, she's also surrounded by multiple smaller manti insect horde, and as she sits there, they kind of scurry around her. If she is brought any kind of food or a drink, they might be fluttering around it, maybe feeding her. If she doesn't have food with her, she might pick a mantis out of her swarm and maybe bite its head off and let it continue to flutter around her.
There are definitely some glances as your little swarm starts to, as people start to realize what it is you're actually carrying with you. Um, so the night carries on for another few minutes as all of you kind of rest and wait. It takes a few minutes, but the captain finally enters, and you know he's the captain because, first of all, he's the most finely dressed person in this establishment. And secondly, he looks every bit the hero that his legend is beginning to build. He stands at about 6 feet tall himself. He has a very strong, dimpled chin. He has a swagger about him that suggests that he he is the owner of any room that he is in. Um, he carries a long saber at his belt, as well as a flint and steel pistol. The two tools of his trade when needed. He walks in and assesses the crowd. Several of the rowdy crew recognize him for who he is, and there's a little bit of a commotion as people get up to shake hands with the good Captain Chauncey, who asks and inquires about their recent adventures. When he's done with that table, he moves up to the bar and the bartender and speaks with the gruff man, whispering quietly about any inquiries about crew. When the barman says that nobody's really inquired about the meeting, Captain Chauncey turns to the assembled tavern. All of you who have come here for the opportunity to serve on the Copper Scarab, please, we have a room upstairs that I'd like you to join me in. Please make haste and let's get busy because there is plenty of work to do before we leave port. And with that, he steps upstairs and awaits you in a room.
Zixie follows.
I just see everybody walking up. And the idea of me traveling sounds interesting. but I think I'm gonna hold back for a little while until I see everybody that goes up.
Octic has finished the clock that he was working on, and now craves more things to fix. He has to ask the captain to fix things.
And Taniel just finishes whatever's left in his drink. Doesn't see anyone else who looks like competition for being a good gunner or weapons person on the ship, so he just confidently goes with the captain.
Millset's ears perk up and silently, not even watching, but letting her ears listen to what he had to say. And then once he made his way to the stairs, she deadly gets up, dusts her hips, and follows along.
I think that just leaves Noelle and Chef.
Hang on, I'll be right back. Phone's ringing.
I was gonna watch everybody else go upstairs, and then I will go after them because I want to see A, who tells them the most. B, stairs are not the friendliest things for me.
Sure, he's a big booty centaur.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun to watch you try to mount the stairs. It's your first challenge, if you will.
Big booty hoe.
A good chef,
Challenge rating 1.
a good chef can navigate any situation.
Noelle's gonna try to figure out how to like head over to the stairs, and I think that we'd end up bumping into Chef, who's going to struggle, and Noelle will offer assistance to Chef if they want it. If not, they'll go upstairs.
You see me like tightly squeezing up the stairs, and then like I'm getting up there slowly, but there's like you and a couple other people behind me, and I am very stubborn, and I want to do this myself.
Cool. So just sit down out of the way until you're up to the top and then follow you.
Yeah, or you can watch my booty hole going up.
Okay. So the centaur gingerly makes his way up the stairs, but proves that the chef can adapt and overcome. Upstairs, the captain waits at the head of the table, peeling away at an apple as he watches everybody filter in. Once Chef and Noelle have have sat down at the table or saddled alongside the table, as it were, he does the count, and sure enough, the 6 recruits are here. And he goes, "Good evening. I am Captain Chauncey. Now, I know you feel privileged to be here, but before we can continue, I need to know who you are and exactly what it is that you bring to the Copper Scarab. We're going to start with you two." And he points to Toktik and Zizi. "Who are you? And what exactly is it that you bring to a ship?"
Do you want to go first, Toktik?
I fix things, even when I sleep. I live for the thrum and the humming and the tick-tocks of the ship. It brings me peace. I don't care who you are or where we go. I just want my own peace and domain in the ship's engine, where I can create and maintain the balance.
Well,
Zixi.
there's a problem there. Our ship doesn't have an engine. We are a spell-jamming vessel, not one of these newfangled steam-powered locomotive vessels that I've heard about in other sectors. Is that going to be a problem? Can you still fix wood?
How does your ship run? I must fix things. How can I fix things if there's nothing to fix?
Oh, I'm sure we can find something for you to fix. For now, you can fix up the ship by cleaning decks. It is very important for a ship that it be appropriately swabbed to ensure that there is no rot in wood.
He looks confused, and he walks out.
He walks out.
Yeah, I gotta remake my character.
Okay. ZZ.
Zixie addresses Captain Chauncey. She speaks telepathically to him, her antennae moving quickly. Captain Chauncey, I am an experienced deck maid. I have served on a ship in the past, and I feel that I could be an asset to your crew. I have been training to also be hand at arms, but primarily me and my swarm do clean the ship. And although I would appreciate the help of swabbing the deck by TikTok, I am an experienced maid and can keep your ship clean.
Very well. He's going to point to Taniel.
All right, Daniel just goes to the captain. He says, "Captain, I heard you lost a lot of crew, and I am very good at shooting things. That's kind of my whole thing. Whether you need a gunner on the ship, whether you need someone to go down on missions and do the things that you don't want to have to do, that's who I am for you."
A people pleaser. Very well. You there with the cat, which
So,
can be kind of confusing based on who's sitting next to Mills.
I noticed the irony. So there is a people pleaser, but I'm a people person. So although um, there may be tasks in combat, I'm one to avoid physical confrontation in hopes of diplomatic action or means of understanding. And I know there will be combat, but quite a few sticky or problematic situations can be solved with observation and correct communication.
Interesting. We'll have you work with the ship surgeon. He points to the cat now, the actual cat.
No, all these cat meows.
Mills it.
Sorry, this is hilarious. Milsit goes, "Sir," and she slams her paw on the table, which creates the effect of hearing a soft poof sound. All 4 feet and 10 inches of her go, "I offer protection. I may be small, but I am quick and I am strong. I am mighty." She nods her head.
Right. So you're a Marine.
If I must.
And then finally he points at Chef.
I just stare at everybody because I believe I'm taller than everybody. And then I'm just like, "You hungry? You need a chef on your deck, don't you?"
We do need a new cook. Yes. Very well. So, with that being said, each of you will need to sign a contract, a 12-month contract to work for the Copper Scarab Trading Company. Before we can discuss what we'll be doing, where we'll be going, and what you'll be doing, I need to know that each of you has signed the contract. And he lays out a ship's contract on the table in front of you. It seems to be pretty basic, but there are 3 points in which that you take note. Everybody is going to serve in a crew capacity as well as a marine capacity when needed, meaning that when the away mission comes, you're likely going to get your number called. The second point is the Copper Scarab Corporation is not liable for the death or dismemberment as a result of undertaking your duties while on tour. And the final point, a 500 gold payout shall be issued to anybody who loses a limb or other piece of their body while serving on the ship during their contract. If you find the terms acceptable, you will sign or make your mark, if you're not literate, on the ship's charter.
Is there space for one as big as me?
It's a fairly large vessel.
Zixie will be the first to step up. Her swarm will grab the quill and hand it to her, and she'll sign the contract. Captain Chauncey, I look forward to serving with you. Thank you for the opportunity. I also admire your bravery in standing up to pirates, as pirates are the bane of the universe.
Why, thank you. I know how glorious I am, but it's nice to hear. I'm going to give everybody a few minutes to interact. Andy, will you drop down to the private room with me real quick?
Yeah.
That was just great. This is to remake his character.
As Zixie, right?
Yes.
Goes and uses her swarm. Noelle will give the pen to her cat, which the cat immediately drops on the floor. And then she'll go and pick it up. And then Noelle will sign afterwards.
My swarm will attempt to pick up the pin before you to hand you the pin. I don't know who wins, but they'll try to help you.
We could do a dexterity for funsies.
Sure.
Neat. 17 plus 1, 18.
Eight plus 3, 11. You win.
So Noelle's perception is gonna see that you're trying, so she's gonna intentionally like stop a half second before you are able to get it. And then, oh man, you beat me to it.
My swarm assists me in many things. They'll help the crew, including you.
Yay, thank you. I'm not sure if you're able to tell, but I'm not one for fighting.
Sometimes fighting is necessary, especially when your ship is attacked by pirates and your family is taken away from you and you have no choice.
We can talk
The
about that
worst
later.
thing is to be powerless and not be able to help.
What do you do, small one?
Well, from my home a long ways away, mental health professional. So, good with the mind, knowing individuals' mental weak points, strategizing, communication, observation. I can be quite persuasive.
Can you even pick up a sword?
No, but I do have methods to protect myself and others if that needs to be the case. I've out of character. I've played pacifist characters before, and still have ways to like involve myself in combat that aren't just sitting in the back not doing anything.
Out of character, we've been trying new strategies in games, and we call it not being murder hobos because we tend to like to fight a lot. And so every time we complete a scenario without being murder hobos, we all cheer and give each other pats on the back. So maybe we can learn a little bit from you if you're going to be completely pacifist. But I
I have
promise
bad
there are going to
reading.
be times that you have to fight.
Oh, I will. My character will never draw blood on a character. At least not physical. There are some mental spells that are like psychic related, like vicious mockery or stuff that like disorients or influences characters.
Burns.
Yeah. There we also have a super powerful spell, silvery barbs that like will stop like a powerful attack that an enemy does and give an ally advantage. We have like heroism to give everybody temporary HP every round.
No, yeah, totally. Our daughter played a game with us a couple of games ago, and she did a Bard School of Glamour, and she had no attack spells and didn't attack at all, so it can totally be done. I totally get it.
Yee. I just like the challenge of not being able to just like not being able to do any damage except psychic. It's just more challenging to like limit yourself and add an extra unnecessary challenge.
Yeah,
No, yeah,
no,
for sure.
actually-
Don't motor.
This is basically the opposite of that philosophy that I made this character.
Perfect.
If you ever read the Expanse books, I'm going for Amos. He's not an idiot, he's not evil, but he's also just gonna hurt people. That's just kind of his skill.
That's fair.
Are we not streaming anymore? I don't see the streamy bot anymore.
What do you mean streamy bot?
There was like another person that was you that it said like live or something.
Oh, well no, I'm using OBS, which is recording. I don't stream it.
Oh, that must have been Futter's stream or Futter's screen that said streaming live or
Oh,
something.
because
I thought it
that was
you.
because of
He
the
was streaming
PowerPoint.
to us.
He was showing a
Yeah,
PowerPoint the whole time.
Why?
Why are you moaning, Daniel? It sounds dirty.
Tried to clear my nose. Why is my mic still on though? Hang on.
I told you there'd be tissues.
There we go.
I'm gonna be honest.
it's
the
like
push to talk
awful,
is
like,
new to
running back
me.
and out. You know,
It's
I just
mostly
got like
so
days
we
of
don't
snot.
talk over each other. It clears the room if people like multiple people live together, so like you can hear everybody talking and things. So it's just
That's fair.
trying to clear the room a little.
Adding the extra little buffer layer in there.
As long as you mute yourself, you don't have to push to talk. He was just trying to make
Oh no,
sure
no, I know.
people got the
It's just
opportunity to speak.
exactly.
While we have a free second, I'm gonna restart Discord so that it doesn't. One of my other programs is blocking it occasionally.
Oh,
That's why my
welcome
mic
back,
keeps getting
Futter.
stuck.
No, I'm kidding.
One
You're good. You're okay. Nom.
I can't with these generated pictures that's coming up.
The AI picture thing is super fun to use. I love just sitting here and playing with it.
Let me load up the new one that popped up on me.
I think AI is amazing. Like, I know a lot of people are kind of afraid of it, but I'm totally down to be taken over by AI.
Honestly, same, because like as long as you're respectful to the technology, it's really not going to do anything to harm you. It just wants balance and to be able to like communicate well.
I know people are afraid that it's gonna like take their jobs, but I am excited to live in Star Trek world where we work to better ourselves, not because we have to.
But
I'm
because we
ready.
get to, yeah. No, I fully agree. Excited to actually be taken over just because it feels like the most of what the jobs that AI will do it will allow people to have creative and expressive jobs that'll make people happier instead of having to go to a 9 to 5 job at a factory. You know, that's just something that is going to be more freeing. All those busy work jobs will be given to other people, meaning there's going to be more art, there's going to be more cool video games being made, there's going to be a bunch of other stuff, because humans have the more of the free time to be able to do that creative work.
Just like
All
in
right,
Star Trek.
testing. Can I use the? Can anyone hear me?
No.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yay!
We
Cool.
could hear you before.
Yeah, no, but before I had to like alt tab out of anything I opened because I've never used push to talk on Discord and I've never run it as an administrator. So it was like, if you want to be able to use push to talk while having literally anything else going, then you had best restart. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, sometimes it can be funny. We do a lot of like MMOs together, and like when I choose not to use my headset because it like hurts my ears or messes with my hair, like it can be weird, like going back and forth, and sometimes it just takes a good restart.
E.
Yeah, it's all good. I just usually don't use it, so I was just kind of confused. Why isn't this working?
My little black cat just ran into the room, stared at me, spun in a circle, and ran back out.
That sounds like a cat.
Yep.
All right. So it takes about 20 minutes, 30 minutes or so. But Toktik walks back into the room escorting an elderly blind man who hobbles on a staff. The blind man greets you all, says, "Hello, I am Master Kree. I see the captain has gotten started without me. I will be your spelljammer for this voyage."
Zixie nods to Kree.
So, has everybody signed the contract? Does anybody have any questions?
Toktik will sign the contract without looking at it.
Do you accept the terms and conditions? Yes.
Like everything in life. No, just skip to the end.
Skip to the end part. Yeah. Just skip. And you're suddenly a human centipede.
When do
Okay.
we leave?
That's not much of a difference for him, I think.
I was gonna say that's a little on brand, isn't it?
Okay. So the captain rolls up the scroll and puts it in his container that he has in his pocket. You have 1 week to get your affairs in order. Make any purchases. Here is a 500 gold advance. Your total contract wages for this voyage will be 1,500 plus commission for recovered artifacts. Our voyage is going to take us into the heart of the Eldritch Cluster.
Wait,
The
so we
night
get all that money right now?
you get 500 gold right now, a piece.
You, the one that fixes things. I need help with my tail.
With 2 pincers, he picks it up. What is wrong with it?
Can it be modified?
Do you wish for steel on it?
A stronger steel on it.
If you bring me the materials, perhaps I could adjust some things. I can take the model, copy it, make sure it fits properly, We can do this, yes.
How long would it take?
It would take a few days. There is a forge on the ship that I can use. It's all about the fitting. You have to make sure that it fits correctly, yes.
Yes. I'll get this items.
Okay. The captain says that you have 1 week to prepare yourselves to make any purchases you need. You will be out in the astral sea for approximately 2 months before returning to port. And so it's important that any affairs that you need to get in hand now or any purchases that need to be made before we leave. Show up on the ship in 1 week, where a cleric will ratify the contract, and then you will be officially members of the crew. Now, does anybody have any questions before we separate for the evening?
Nope, nothing comes to mind.
If I missed it, I apologize. We meet back here in 1 week's time.
You meet at the Copper Scarab in 1 week's time. We set off at midnight 1 week from tonight.
And where is the Copper Scarab docked?
He gives you a general description of its locations. It's actually not far from here, at the general docking of the city.
Master Kree, can I fix the ship during this time?
You're more than welcome to.
Toxic's mandibles start to clack together happily.
Very well. The captain stands and escorts Master Kree. We'll see you in 1 week.
I
Now,
look forward to seeing you then.
let's discuss business. There is a magic shop in the city where common and some uncommon magical items can be purchased for the right price. Is there anything that anybody needs to buy before we go?
I would need to look up common and uncommon first. Because I wasn't aware that this would be an option, so I'm going to look at some things really quick.
Okay, let's go ahead and just take a quick minute. If you guys want to pull out your Dungeon Master's Guide or peruse through Dungeons and Dragons Beyond, if there is something that you'd like to buy. 500 gold isn't a lot. However, I'm going to look up some prices right now. All prices are negotiable, as most items will be secondhand.
Also, I already have the ability to replicate rubies of the War Mage for people. What that essentially does is it allows you to use a simple or martial weapon as a spell casting focus for your spells, so you wouldn't need to use Warcaster if you have both hands occupied.
Wait, that's what?
Normally you need a focus or a catalyst in your hand to cast spells. So if you wanted to cast spells and you had a sword and a shield in both hands, you technically can't cast spells. You would need a feat to do so. I picked up a magic item replication that would allow you to be able to cast spells through your weapon. So you wouldn't need that feat.
Interesting.
Are we saying that long rests are 8 hours in this, so he can do that a number of times?
Long rests are 8 hours. That's correct.
Andy, are they stick to weapons, right? You don't need to take them to a blacksmith, if I remember. Is that right?
Yeah, so I just make it, and then I assume that
I
I
think
just
the
stick it
description
on
said
there.
that it sticks on there magically and it
Yeah,
can't be removed or something. I
right.
I would be interested in possibly adorning one of my scimitars if you'd be so inclined. What kind of fee are you asking for this service?
I like tinkering. There is no fee.
So if I let you put it on my sword, you would do that for me for free?
Yes.
Zixie gladly hands over one of her scimitars and asks you to please do as you will.
I do so.
And I
Oh
thank you.
wait, no, you need to spend money. You need materials, 25 gold, and something else. But
I'm happy to give you 25 gold to do this.
okay, I assume it's probably going to be like 50 gold or something with materials to replicate the ruby of the
What's
war
it say?
mage. I really think that's up to the DM, but I will look that up real quick.
I'll have to look it up, yeah.
Yeah, look it up real quick.
Also, I just put the updated artwork for my character.
Of course you did.
It's like you know me so well.
Okay, so just looking at base prices for the DM manual. If you want to go shopping at the magical shop, uncommon magical items are between 101 and 500 gold pieces. And so if there's something that you would like to buy from the uncommon list, you are welcome to attempt to purchase that item.
What method would you want us to do? Private messaging, or would you rather just talk with us?
It depends. We can do private messaging if you'd like.
Because I have 3 already in mind.
Okay.
Options.
All right. Why don't you send me a private message and I'll take a look at what you want.
Okay. I'll be using D&D Beyond links, so it'll be easy for you.
Okay. Perfect.
It'll take a second to construct the message properly. There was an individual who went immediately to the bar, correct?
Yeah, that was me. The
Okay.
hippo.
Okay, cool.
It's probably going to be about 25 gold. No, we'll say 50 gold actually.
Only the audience can hear me right now. For those of you who are interested in what I'm getting, only you guys can hear this, they can't. I was looking at the parapet of wound closure, the
I
ointment,
apologize. I was
restorative
away from the
ointment,
keyboard, but I think I heard you speaking to me, Andy.
and amulet
Yeah,
of the
it's
children.
it's gonna be like 50 gold.
Yeah, it didn't say when I looked it up, but let me look and see if there's anything else I want, and I'll let you know in just a minute. I just want to look at a couple things.
Okay. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, sorry. I keep forgetting the push to talk thing.
Are you food on your planet?
Only for something stupid enough to try.
You seem rare to me. But I start
Like
poking
meat
you.
wise?
It is a eat or be eaten universe. The rare things must be preserved so we can see more of them, you know?
Oh, so you want to protect me? That's cute. I'm okay with that.
Things I have not seen before. But when there's a lot of something, then it's probably food.
I'm kind of uncomfortable with how much sense that makes.
Is there any reason for us to be saving our money right now?
Not particularly.
No? Okay. Is there any way I can try a persuasion roll to barter?
Sure.
Cool. You understand that's probably not a good thing.
Yeah.
Okay. You know what
Go
my
ahead.
character focuses on, right?
I believe so. Let me go
Okay.
back and look. Okay. Yeah. Okay. I see now. Yeah. Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll, a persuasion check to see what you can buy.
22.
All right. Yeah. He will lower the price on each. Let me see what I sent you.
332. Oh, sorry.
322.
Sorry, 322, yeah.
He'll go 250, 150, and 1.
Okay. Hold on, let me math. Does that equal 500?
It does.
Cool, thank you. I will get all 3.
Okay.
I will. What's the attunement process?
That is a great question. I need to look up the attunement rules, whatever the book has written rules are.
Okay, let me look it up too. I don't know. I don't know whether it's a week or a long rest.
It's a long rest.
Okay, cool. Well then, there you go.
It's great. It's almost as if I was speaking, but I wasn't.
I have a question. Are you on?
Hold on just a second. Let me mute this.
It's actually a short rest.
Oh. Yeah. Short rest is interrupted. Yeah, okay. Requires a creature to spend a short rest focus on only that item while being in physical contact with it.
My precious.
Can only focus on one at a time. So it would take multiple short rests to do it.
You could probably do all of them in a long rest.
Yeah, exactly. Probably spend one night staying up a little bit late, then sleeping in the morning, and then resetting the sleep schedule by the time we start. What would it take to track down the GIF?
Tanio?
I'm sorry, I was reading through the list. What was that?
What would it take to track your character down?
Like just to find me in between while we're doing the resting thing?
Yep.
Any bar or any whorehouse.
Cool. I would go around every night after I've gone shopping until I can find you.
I'm concerned. Yeah, no.
Creepy.
Pick a bar.
Okay. You want to do like a D4 and see if we're at the same one ever? Like how many nights it takes, or if I even find you?
Sure. Hang on. Let me bring up my
Okay.
Beyond thing.
If we match, then I found you that night.
All right. And first roll, I get 4.
I got it 2.
All right. Night number 2. 1.
3.
All right. Next up, 1 again. I like the 1 bar.
4. That might not happen.
This is actually pretty funny.
2.
You understand how many nights in a row I've gone to the wrong bar? I'm like, oh, he went to that one. You went to a different one this time. I got 3.
Nope. I got a 2 on that one. All right. Hang on. Next up, 1 again. Just go to bar number 1.
What night is this?
I like
4.
4. I
Okay.
think.
Yeah. I got a 4 again.
All right. Night number 5. 3.
There we go. We've got
You
a
found
3.
me.
How many? The night before. That's fine. Noelle is gonna find you and give you a magic item that she bought.
I'm grateful, but still concerned.
It is the amulet of the drunkard.
Oh my god.
Oh, I saw that on the list. Hang on, where the fuck is that?
While wearing it, you regain 44 hit points when you drink a beer, ale, mead, or wine. You can't use it again until the next dawn.
That's gonna be really useful.
Yep.
That's actually pretty cool.
And that would, I believe... Oh, it doesn't require attunement. Never mind.
Oh, so I just have that on me.
You
So
have
I
it-
just
you have
constantly
it
have
the-
beer on me.
You have it the night I find you in the bar. the last night before we leave.
I mean, that's commitment.
Yeah. I'm not good at tracking people down. I'm good at communication, but you're always just unexpectedly at the the place I didn't expect to find you. You just like to travel around. Maybe you were at the bar and I just didn't notice you that time. Which is kind of hard because you're big.
Right? There's not loads of GIF at any one place.
Yeah. Especially at a random place. Usually at a random interstellar port, there's going to be a variety of, like, numerous of different types of creatures. So... I'm going to add the other two things to my sheet.
All right, so Milzit and Noelle have both made their purchases.
I'm not sure if you heard what happened in the background.
Yeah, I heard
Okay.
about the exchange.
Okay.
This is a totally hard task that you gave us because I love loot and there's so much loot, and then you're just like, pick anything, and I need more time.
No, that's beautiful.
Go ahead, take your time. I understand that loot is your favorite part of the game.
I absolutely love mine at the moment. It fits.
I'm trying to look for stuff for chef. So I got me a knife, a pot, a cooking board, some extra rations.
Have you looked up Howard's Handy Haversack or something like that? It's basically like an unlimited spice pouch.
I have not.
Yeah.
If you haven't chosen a weapon yet, I'll allow you to use a cast iron pan as a simple metal club. And if you can find somebody to enchant it, then I'll allow you to spend somebody to enchant your cast iron pan.
Say less.
Quick question though on the whole thing. When I created the character using the special thingamabob, some things became as starter items. Is that viable, or do I have to buy my own gear?
You should have starter items, yeah.
Okay.
Like a backpack and some tools and some food.
Wait, but no weapons?
No, yeah, you get basic starting weapons.
Okay.
For reference, here's the spice pouch in the Spelljammer discussion area. Gonna be honest, keep in mind that it does say any non-magical food seasoning, so you could technically have pocket salt to throw in people's eyes, just so you know. So you can season people's eyeballs with salt, or cilantro, or onions.
Tim, can I get this item?
And it
Yeah,
does.
no problem.
It also does say like enough to season a single meal, but there's nothing saying you can't dig and use those charges and then save them up in a bag and then dump them. Because like salt doesn't go bad. It's literally like rock crystal.
For sure. For sure.
Are you proficient with cooking supplies or cook utensils?
Yeah.
Okay. So would you be able to do stuff like using the Xanathar's guide for tools? Like to be able to use the like cook meals and have it give certain benefits depending on
Yeah.
what the DM
It-
says?
Yeah, I got that trait on me.
Cool. I got some healing ointments. Oh, DM, by the way, it does mention 1d4 doses. Would you let me just have 5 doses from it?
Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Okay, cool. I'll mark that in the items. How does it work in regards to being able to breathe in space?
So the ship itself, the Spelljammer guide actually kind of gives you a really good rundown of this. So the ship itself, while it's in the astral sea, while it's in, while it's in wild space, it creates a bubble of air around it that lasts for a certain amount of time. That pocket of air has to be refreshed on super long voyages. While in the astral sea, it does not actually need oxygen.
Oh, okay, cool.
And while in the astral sea, you do not age.
Oh, nice, okay.
There's so much crap. I'm not even gonna look at all of it.
Do you want aid? Suggestions,
Sure.
not
Yeah.
not forcefully chosen options.
I think one of them I'm gonna pick Clockwork Amulet because that just seems on point.
Right.
And then I'll probably do. If you do spellcasting, you should probably just get a Ruby of the War Mage. They're probably pretty cheap because they're under commons. I'll probably get one of those and a Clockwork Amulet. And I gotta buy Splint armor, I guess.
Okay, well it seems like you already have some good stuff in mind.
If you find anything else that like suits me, by all means,
are you proficient in Tinker's tools?
I should be.
And if not, you could get some and then try to learn proficiency during travel.
I don't want to hold up the game. One of my really big weaknesses is indecisiveness, and so if you guys want to continue, I can do this at the end of the game and just pretend that I did it now, because I really hate to make you all wait.
It depends. What do you want to do?
Tim,
I
I just
mean-
sent you an item. What do you think? Because it sounds perfect.
Yeah, say.
What are your thought processes for items?
Aid and situational, and that's my problem because everything that I see, I'm like, oh, if this happened, I could totally do this.
Mm-hmm. So primarily, would it be more? You can also narrow it with combat utility, or out of combat utility, or social utility. So what do you think would be the best for Zixi specifically?
Some sort of magic scimitar, some sort of magic bow, some sort of. She has very few spell slots, so I was looking at some of these magical tattoos that give you cantrips.
Okay, yeah. Let's see. Why not? What about something like a robe of useful items, but instead of like a robe, it's flavored in a way that's like a pocketbook? Like a collection of sewn patches that might be able to do some similarities of that. There's like, I mean, let me look that up.
I mean, if it makes you feel better, Ashley, that's basically what I'm going with. This is the robe of many things, or the robe of useful items.
Yeah, because that's
I'm not
like
to the R's
everything.
yet. I'm in the eyes.
You got this. I believe in you. Okay. Well, let's do that. Utility. Let's start with that. And narrow it down by these.
This was the biggest troll footer. Like, I don't understand how you could give us this task and be like, okay, well, you guys pick a couple items and then we'll go, because this is crazy.
I'm an agent of chaos. Chaos reigns.
This is the most stressful thing that's happened to me all day, and as I said, I had to speak with the police at work, and I made 2 people cry, and this is worse than that.
Hmm.
I'm not a criminal. Somebody just called the police and I had to answer questions. Don't take that the wrong way. You don't know me.
Oh, we know you.
It's okay. You had a car crash and then you didn't take responsibility for it. Yeah, that's fine. We got you. No worries.
We're back against the water.
There are so many lanterns.
There are a lot of lanterns, yes.
So
Ooh,
what's
Sam.
weird?
Did you see this laser pistol of warning? You wanted a laser pistol.
Hang on. Am I on the same list?
There's also a +1 laser pistol. I know you were totally all about lasers. And a laser rifle. There's a bunch of lasers.
Well, I thought we were because when I asked him before, he said it was going to be limited to like regular ammunition type stuff, like blunderbusses and whatnot.
However, he did just say that you can purchase any common or uncommon item, and it is listed on the uncommon item.
No, laser blasters are not an item.
Yeah, I tried that kind of shit before.
They're
it didn't go well.
OP.
What's your Zixi, what's your character's class?
A ranger.
Okay.
Dual wielding scimitars and uses a longbow.
Okay.
Allie was thinking of dual wielding scimitars, and then she was like, considering how this normally goes, I think I'll go sword and shield.
frontliner after my own heart.
Well, her last character has been lit on fire and or hit with like death rays multiple times. Never died. Just horrifically scarred over and over and over again.
I don't see Tinkerer's tools as a proficiency I can take at first level. Because, yeah, Artificer gets all these crazy tools. Is it from a specific book, Tinkerer's tools?
You get tools of the trade at some low level that lets you manifest any tool and you're proficient with it.
True. Yeah.
Yeah.
Check your skills and see if
Maybe-
you already have it or what level you get it.
Maybe
because
you
It-
could
it's
also look
free.
up books. Maybe you could try to look for books that would allow you to learn proficiencies that you would have an interest in, and then you can morph the tools into stuff, and then use your new. I don't know. I don't know how the artificer class works. So
I'm Batman, basically.
okay.
See what level you get. It's called Tools of the Trade.
Yeah,
like
it's third
super low
level.
Okay. If you read the description on that, every long rest you can conjure tools and you're proficient with them. So just make sure that you conjure that this long rest.
Yeah. Oh, no, I am proficient with Tinkerer's tools.
Okay. Cool. Yeah.
I got cartographers, navigators, smiths, thieves, tinkerer's tools, and vehicle space.
What about bracers of archery, which
Probably already screenshotted those.
huh?
I already nabbed those.
Oh, okay.
It's on my list.
Okay.
Allie, if you're using a sword and board, you're gonna need a Ruby of the War Mage too.
Was there any words to me? Because I was on the phone with my grandmother.
Literally just now, yeah.
Oh, you want to get a Ruby of the War Mage if you're gonna sword and board. Unless you want to do Warcaster as a feat.
Chef, how much money you have left?
Ruby of the what?
Wait, did you say GIF or chef? Okay.
Ruby of the War Mage.
Allie, did you get your stuff already?
Well, I did just dump some money on one stupid thing, and now I'm about to ask what the war mage is, how much it is.
That's fair.
I can make it for you for 50 gold.
Okay, I will hand you over that 50 gold for the ruby.
And then it goes, you hold it to your weapon for 10 minutes and it sinks in. And your weapon is now you can cast spells through your weapon. You have to attune it though, so you have to add it to your inventory and then attune it.
Chef, did you see what I ended up sending you
Wait, which one?
in your message on Discord?
No, let me look at it.
I'm not. Let me know if you don't have access to see it.
All right, who still needs magical items? I think I've responded to everybody that sent me a message.
I'm almost done.
Is there going to be times to purchase elsewhere? Or is this like one and only?
This is your one and only chance for a while.
Oh, also, if anybody wants to go shopping with me, I can help with perhaps, possibly, getting discounts. If the DM would let me retroactively go shopping with people.
Didn't you spend like days going to bars? Did you save
Only at
those
night.
rolls?
Only at the nights, not during the days. Because I think, based off the environment, I'd be able to find him a lot quicker if it were just during the day. So I only went, but like after sunset, looked around for a few hours, or not hours, but probably like a half hour or something. If he wasn't there, I went to a different place the next night, or the same place the same night. It's more of a where are they here tonight? No? Okay. I'm gonna go to sleep or do my own thing then. I'll run into them eventually if they're not here.
Hey, Tim, can you look at the messages?
But yeah, if people want help with shopping, let me know in the DM.
I absolutely do. Let me just see what
Okay.
he's going to approve and what he's not of the 11 items I just sent him.
Sounds good.
Can we do a teamwork persuasion roll? What if I do well? I'm not persuasive, but I can try.
You can do it, or you could do the help action and I can do it twice. However you want to do it. I want to support the way you want to do it.
He's mathing right now, I think. I'll let you
Okay.
know.
Gross math.
I like math.
You would.
Bleh.
Allie, are you small race?
Quite small.
You should get a saddle of the Cavalier and then put it on Gil's character Chef, and then you could ride him into battle.
I was thinking.
Because it does really work.
How much a saddle would cost?
I don't know, but that'd be really funny.
Yeah, because I get an extra 40 movement speed, so we'd be running.
He's real fast. Yeah, Centaur's got to have extra movement, right? And then you're a barbarian, so you're going to get even more movement as you level up, right?
Yep. Yeah. And if I move 30 feet, I get a bonus attack.
Most of the things that are on this list, I already kind of know what I want because I had already my infusions ready to go. I didn't think we were going to get magical items. So he was like, yeah, go ahead and pick magical items. I was like,
Ash, if he is successful in a persuasion check, you can buy 2 items.
Okay, so I need to go back over to characters. My character would approach you, Noelle, with her antennae going back and forth, and telepathically say to you, if you wouldn't mind a shopping partner, I do have a hard time communicating, and I would love to go together.
Yeah, that sounds great. Lead the way, I'll follow.
So we go to a shop.
Okay.
She stands perfectly still in the shop, eyeing all of the wondrous items here and there. And while it's difficult for her to tell what she may need for her travels, she has an idea, as she has been a crew on a ship in the past. So she takes her time to carefully consider what is available to her and what she may want. And she's just looking at them for a minute. A ring stands out to her that she can't quite turn her eyes from. I think she may want this ring. So she asks the shopkeeper if she can look at this ring
Okay.
of mind shielding.
The ring of mind shielding. Let me just look that up again. Yes, this trinket. This very, very old trinket. Definitely belonged to a fine family. I don't know that I could part with it for more than 350 gold pieces. Now, mind you, it's fine quality.
Can I do an insight check first?
Okay.
20. 13 plus 7.
Okay, so he's giving a fairly standard price. There is maybe some wiggle room, but he's also still got to make a profit.
Okay.
Think sleazy older Rick from Pawn Stars.
Okay. Surely you would be able to adjust the price a little bit. I know you need to make some form of profit here, but there's got to be some budge you can give.
I'm sorry. I've got 3 children that I have to feed.
True, but if that's the case, wouldn't some money be better than none?
I can't just give away the store. What are you thinking?
I'm not asking you to give it away. Just lessen it.
What's your counter?
I'm gonna give something reasonable. I got a 17 and a 15, so 24 and 22. Math is hard.
Okay, so 22 and 24,
For
which is a
persuasion.
lot. Um, let's see. I can come down 75 gold.
Okay, so that would be 275.
Yeah.
How does that sound? Does that sound satisfactory to you?
It does.
Okay, there we go.
And I will pick another thing if I can.
Chef, did you get the thing that I suggested?
Which?
Chef.
I opened it up, but it sent me to a page, the Explorer's Guide.
I will type it out to you.
For sure.
I can't decide between the eyes of the eagle or the scimitar of warning.
There's a scimitar warning glow blue when orcs are nearby.
Orcs and other enemies. It allows my party to not be surprised.
Oh, that's a really good one.
It also gives me advantage on initiative rolls, which
You can also
initiative is just a number.
You can also just turn something into an item of a weapon of warning in there as well. That's an option.
Yeah, there are a million weapons of warning, but I use scimitars, so.
Well, there's like a +1. It turns it into a +1. Plus, it's of your own weapon. It's basically like an enchant as the magic item.
How do you do that?
So if you look at the collect. Hold on. Game rules, magic items. If I just type in warn. Oh, it's not a plus. This magic weapon warns you of danger. I'm sure there's a way to like have it basically like enchanted from one to another. I don't know if it'd cost more. Never mind. I was looking at 2 separate ones.
I thought it would be useful for the whole party.
Yeah, I agree.
Or there are winged boots, and I can't help but want to fly because. Oh, let's go with the scimitar of warning. I spy a scimitar and that is my weapon of choice, and so I inquire about the scimitar. I hear you on the other side of the house, but you're not actually talking in the chat.
This scimitar was wielded by a renowned pirate hunter. I believe his name was Scarfax. 300 gold pieces.
Oh, I don't know if I want a scimitar that was... Oh, by a pirate hunter?
Correct.
Oh, that makes me want it more. I would like it, but I don't quite have enough.
Am I able to telepathically communicate with you in response? Or is there a conversation, or is it just you speaking to me?
I think that it goes only my way.
Okay. I attempt to communicate with you and you don't hear me.
Not telepathically.
I know, yeah. I attempt thinking that's how it works. Attempt to communicate with you telepathically and you hear nothing.
There's an awkward silence, and
Yeah.
Noelle looks at you knowingly.
That's actually hilarious. Womp 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 womp.
And so we stand in silence.
Chef, what are you
I
doing?
put on my best sad face and let the merchant know that I only have 235 gold left, and I would gladly part with the 235 gold. And I plead with him that it is my quest to vanquish all space pirates that I come across.
I understand your quest for vanquishing pirates, but you're trying to be a pirate right here in my own shop. 235 gold for this fine blade?
And my thanks, sir.
I can't spend thanks on beer.
Well, 235 gold right now is more than you had minute ago.
Cocktick is gonna walk in the store with purpose. He's gonna grab splint armor and a clockwork amulet, and he's gonna throw it on there. And then he looks at the merchant sternly. I find it detestable that you would capture a soul and sell it in this shop.
What?
He then puts the clockwork amulet up to his ear and he starts swaying back and forth. How much for all of this?
Don't worry, it's math. It's all fine.
So I realized I don't even have a shield. So I walk in. And I just grab me a big old shield.
Dude, if Allie will ride you with that saddler, the cavalier, that's so dope for you.
400 gold.
All right, so Milzet follows after Chef and looking at him with extreme awe. And she's a little shy for the moment because it's the most outrageous thing you can ask another being. And she tugs on whatever she can reach to get his attention and goes, "Comrade, may I ride you into battle?"
How tall are you?
Like 4'10".
I bend over real low and I touched you with my hand and I just feel you vibrate. Do you vibrate all the time?
Oh, phrasing.
She is confused for a second and realizes she is purring. And she's embarrassed and she's like, not all the time, but
Zixie asks her persuasive friend if he would try to negotiate for her.
She, but yes. The character is she.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Sure, absolutely. How would you like that? Are they helping? Is it just a straight persuasion? What's going
Yeah,
on
just
here?
give it a straight persuasion.
Okay. 24.
Okay, again, yeah. He will knock it down to 250, but he can't go lower than 250.
I feel bad that I'm succeeding on numerous rolls in a row because it now feels suspicious.
Don't
If
be
I-
suspicious. Don't be suspicious.
Yeah.
I offer one of my normal scimitars as well as the 235 to make up to the 250. I don't know what a normal scimitar is worth, but it has traveled across the galaxy and served me.
Toctic looks at what's going on here.
He'll make the trade for the scimitar.
Dope. Okay, I'm done.
I put the cat on my back.
I take my cat back.
No, I put
Person cat.
I put the small cat, the 4-foot cat, on my back.
Oh, 4-foot cat. Okay, yes, fair.
he surprisingly lets him.
And then I grab your cat and I put it on my back.
No,
The cat bus.
I gently
just-
smack the back of your hand as you go to touch my cat.
I want the vibration on my back.
You already have one, my cat. This is my neck warmer.
I just look at it. I was like, I also need a neck warmer now.
Go ask your vibrating back mount.
Is there anybody who we
Okay.
did not get a chance to get some item?
Can I get a shield +1?
Have you spent anything yet at all?
No, I mean I got the spice rack, but I don't know how much that spice rack thingy cost.
What's it called again?
One last trip to Flavor Town.
Heward's handy spice pouch.
The
Toctic.
Heward's Handy Spice Pouch was 250.
And so the +1 shield.
Let's see, we went with 250 on your Scimitar of Warning Ash, is that correct?
With the trade-in, yeah.
Yeah, so you can do 250 on the shield with a trade-in of something. Or if you have starting character gold, you can throw that in as well.
Weren't we told to not have starter gold?
I don't remember saying no starter gold.
Oh, okay. I intentionally left it like out of background stuff. That's fine.
I
It's not a
think
big
Andy
deal.
may have said that. I read the chat, but I don't know where that came from. We usually go with starter equipment rather than gold to avoid scenarios like this.
But I think you also get a little bit of starter gold as well. You don't start off impoverished, but with a sword.
Oh, I also realized that my character didn't choose a background. Interesting. Errors have been made.
With Toctic's intelligence, he saw Noelle and Zixie bartering. And then he walks up to Noelle. Human, you know of value in this shop?
I know of value in general.
I only know of things that can and cannot be used. Perhaps we can trade for things together.
Sure. Sounds like quite the interaction.
This merchant here, he desires to, what I feel, swindle me. But this clockwork amulet is priceless. It contains a soul within it.
Okay.
But out of character, it's a common magical item that doesn't really do anything other than add flavor to me, okay?
Okay.
I think he only asked 400 across the board for your items.
Oh, I thought you said 400. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Okay.
400.
400?
Yeah.
2
Splint.
items.
Flint armor alone is 200 gold.
Yeah.
So you wanted assistance trying to. If you, I'm sure there's other ones. I'm sure we'll have a better chance of success if we find another vendor to do it from. Because we've been like 2 or 3 people now in a row. We've gotten like discounts from them. Or is it just Zixi now that we've gotten the discount from so far?
Just Zixi.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't tried.
I would have gone to a different location or a different day.
Yeah.
So, okay. Sure. How do you want it done again?
I would appreciate this.
You're going to a different shop for which item? The splint mail you can buy at any armorer shop.
So that would be
Oh.
a nice way to get a probably slightly steeper discount for the armor.
How much for the soul and the amulet?
That's 200.
Can I give myself bardic inspiration?
No, I don't think you can actually do that.
Out of character, what's your persuasion? Actually, no, that's a bad idea. I'll take care of it. That's fine. We'll do this. It's okay. Everything's fine. Cool. So it's straight persuasion? It's not the help action?
So in this case, because we've been able to essentially rob some people blind, the 200 is going to be firm on the clockwork soul. However, since if you want to negotiate for a discount on the
Armor?
splint armor, we can do that.
Cool. Can I do the help action? Get the help action from him? So I can do it at
Yeah.
advantage? Okay, cool. 26.
Okay, yeah. We can knock off 50 gold from the splint.
Octic trills with his mandibles. You remind me of an old friend I had on my colony once. I will not forget this favor you have granted me, yes.
Sounds great. Perhaps someday we can do payment via discussing traumatic events or happy ones.
There is only life, but I wish to know of how you came to be.
Some other time, perhaps.
While
Okay.
those two are speaking,
You want to do something, Milza?
I guess I should purchase my items in character before I forget.
Yeah, I gave you the prices on your items. Let's see.
So she, after realizing what it feels like to be a tall person, she finds what she's looking for from her great height and climbs down from Chef's back to collect the Eyes of Charming, glances at Chef again, and picks up a saddle. How much, she asks.
320 all in.
What's the saddle for?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I walk out the store.
Better catch a ride.
Gil, I don't think you know how good that saddle is for you.
No, I know.
She looks a little sad and put out, so she puts the saddle back. I'll just take the eyes of charming.
Okay. The Eyes of Charming is 300 gold, and you can walk out the store.
That she does.
Okay. Is anybody left? Have I not seen to everybody's needs at this point?
I already know what I bought, but I'm just going to say that Taniel, immediately as soon as they were given the advance, he went out alone. It didn't even occur to him to ask anybody for help. He just went and bought a robe of useful items. Didn't even think about bartering or haggling. Just immediately picked it up and walked away. And then went to the bar, and that's where he was being searched for ages.
Yep. Only took 6 days, 6 evenings to find you.
You know that Electric Six song, Sam?
Which one? Oh, yeah.
Every time you keep talking about it, I just think, oh man, there he goes.
Okay. And so the final day comes, and you all board your ship. I guess better yet, can I ask, is there anybody not boarding the ship? Okay. Let me go ahead and present again.
I, as a player, am thinking about it, but my character definitely won't do it. They'll go on the ship. I was thinking about it as a player, just for chaos, staying behind, but no.
Okay. So, I want to go through the ship real quick with everybody so that we get familiar with it. These are the decks. I'm presenting my screen right now. Can everybody see my screen okay?
Yep, I see you.
Yeah.
I can, but the audience can't.
Okay. So this is the battle deck. The battle deck is the main deck, I guess you'd call it. These two rooms, we'll go over those in a second. The only roomed area here is right where my mouse is. This is the captain's quarters. Also where you get paid. So it's important to remember where to go there. Just above that is the captain's actual bedchamber. And then at the very height, if you remember from the picture, there's this castle section here on the battle deck. The very last section of that is the Spelljammer's helm and chambers. At the top of this deck, this section here in the middle. So in case of a boarding action, this is a section that wants to get defended because this is where the treasury and the ship's steering rest. You'll note that there are 4 ballistas on each side of the ship. Some of them are operational, but Toktik needs to continue to work on those, as well as the 2 cannons, which are currently out of commission. In the center of the battle deck is the cargo loading area. And it's unseen in this map because I forgot to add it in there, but over here where my mouse is a staircase below decks. The next deck down is the transport deck. You'll note that 5 of these rooms are for transporting guests. They are the back 3 over in this section here and these 2 rooms here. The quartermaster's chambers are here. And the first mate's chambers are here. And then finally the cargo deck, a very basic cargo deck. You'll note that the cargo frame goes below, and that's because well below the ship is a mass of what is essentially hammocks inside of a wooden frame. If you look at the picture of the Copper Scarab, this section down in the below decks, this is where you'll find the galley, the forge, as well as just hammocks. You will all be staying in hammocks for now. This is the below deck system. The two decks that we looked at for cargo storage and for transport are in the actual Scarab itself, and the battle deck rests on top of the Scarab. Does anybody have any questions about that? Okay.
I don't know if I can sleep in the hammock.
You can sleep on the deck or in the cargo hold.
Is there like something near a kitchen?
The kitchen again is below deck, but you can sleep in the cargo hold and then take the stairs down to the kitchen. Actually, you can just sleep in the kitchen if that's what you really want to do.
Okay, cool.
The accommodations for a centaur on a ship must be outrageous.
Yeah, they don't even really know what to do with that. They're just saying, okay, this is where we're going to place you for now. It's not very centaur friendly at the moment. You'll have to speak with Toktik about making accommodations. Otherwise, you're going to have to move at half speed negotiating the stairs. Is that fair?
That's fair. I want a personal elevator just for me.
That's not going to happen.
Arctic?
I just fix things. I don't really get to add anything, okay?
I mean, they can use the cargo hoist as an elevator.
You can
That's what
fix
like.
the problem of there being a missing elevator.
There is a missing elevator. It could be, an OSHA violation.
Yeah.
Yeah, Space OSHA does not.
Okay.
Let's just say they don't have the best record of helping their citizens. Okay, we're boarding the ship now, and unfortunately, because I did not get time to get the Roll20 set up quite yet, we're gonna have to stop there for the night. I realize it's kind of a lot of talk and a lot of look and not a lot of action quite yet, and I apologize for that. But next week we'll have the Roll20 set up. I'm gonna send everybody a link, or I'm gonna post a link on the text channel for Spelljammer for everybody to get connected with the game on Roll20. And then next week, let's plan on having a little more action, and we'll have some more time with the crew and exploring the known galaxy.
Dope.
Oh, sounds good.
Huzzah!
Any questions before we end for the night?
No, nothing comes.
Actually good.
Okay, all right. Well, we will see you next week. This was, I'm sorry that so much of this game was introductory to the area. I just felt it was important because you need to understand a little bit about what's going on around you so that we kind of develop our shorthand as we go. I look forward to seeing everybody next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard. Otherwise, have a great night, everybody.
Yeah.
Peace.
Barrow
Bye-bye.
trauma tomorrow at 7.
What?
What?
Barrow trauma tomorrow, 7 p.m.
What'd you say?
Oh yeah, I need to actually have a demo version of that.
Up about barotrauma.
Unfortunately,
you.
Ashley and I have other plans for tomorrow evening, so
Keep in mind that's 7 p.m. Eastern. So that's
Yeah.
4 p.m. Pacific.
yeah.
No, that's rough. I have to leave work early, but I will.
Yay! We might actually have to switch that too, because I might have to I have a job starting June 10. So I'd have, and the one day that they have late night staff meetings is Wednesday.
I hope you're moving it later and not earlier, because I just can't.
Oh no. I'd move it later, but the thing is, it might be like 10 p.m. Eastern or like 7 p.m. Pacific again, which is great
I
for
mean,
you.
I'd be
But
down, yeah.
there's people who are also like have jobs that we'd have to balance that, but